After a fabulous time in Vanuatu, we set sail south away from the island of Efate towards our next destination, New Caledonia.
We're Adam and Vicki. After spending 3 years sailing within New Zealand, we've sailed our 40-foot sailboat Te Tāiko from New Zealand to Fiji and have since sailed on to the beautiful country of Vanuatu. Our goal for the 2024 cruising season is to sail to Australia. This big adventure we are on is open-ended. We've decided to do this while we still can. Beyond Australia, who knows? It's a big beautiful world out there and we're determined to see as much of it as we can. If you'd like to support our journey, please support our channel by clicking the subscribe button and leaving us a comment. A big thank you to you for watching and a massive thank you to our Patreons for your support and help making this possible. Now, back to the video.
The 19th of September in the morning, and we're just walking to customs because we're clearing out of Vanuatu. So we thought, what better way to get to customs than walk, right?
Yeah, prolong it.
So there's a sense of excitement. There's a sense of excitement on the boat, is there? How do you feel?
Kind of careful.
How do you feel?
I feel nervous as always, you know, but it'll take a few hours. Once we leave, 2 or 3 hours I'll be settled. It's just how it is.
Vicky's been trying to convince me to solo sail this morning. That's the truth.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
He actually does want to solo sail.
Not that much.
Yes, you do. He actually does want to do a solo sail. So now's his opportunity.
And you want it to be today.
Yes.
So that's the sort of thing we've been talking about. But anyway, we're out now, walking, got the breeze in our hair, and we're off to customs.
Yeah.
Need to get some cash out to pay our port dues at customs. I think it's about 15,000 Vanuatu, just a couple of $100. And then we're going to go to the duty-free shop, which is over the other side of town, and then we're going to get the boat ready, get it going. We're going to go to the fuel drop and get duty-free diesel. So we need to ask at customs to get the paperwork for duty-free stuff, so we're all sorted. So we're just about at the money machine, get that cash out. Well, the customs has got our paperwork. Here he comes actually, he's going to come over. We're just waiting to get our passport stamped. Better talk to customs, hang on.
But there's been this lovely lady who's part of some Christian thing for seafarers. She's taken to us. Really looked after us because I didn't quite have enough money and change to pay customs, so she helped me exchange some of our money so I could give her the customs the right amount, and then she's taken a shine to us and she's given us some cheese. So she's given us some cheese while we're waiting. Yeah, yeah, it's lovely, lovely lady, really friendly. The people here are incredibly friendly. It's a bit sad to say goodbye, actually. Yeah.
We waited several weeks for a suitable weather window to make the passage south from Efate to New Caledonia. To make the passage more achievable, we waited for the southeast trades to shift a little more east and also ease in strength. This opportunity came up when this high pressure system, with a central pressure of 1020 hectopascals, passed east, disrupting the trade winds as it departed further to the east. This pattern provided us with winds that swung to the east as we headed south, providing more favourable conditions for the majority of our passage. Have a nice trip. Thank you.
Sail back.
Okay.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
See you next year.
Thank you for having us. It's lovely here.
Caught behind Venetian blinds, out of reach for the city lights. This ain't where I belong. Hey, look at me, man, what I've become. I've been running east, looking for a sunset, digging deep since '99. What I thought was gone was sitting in my pocket in plain sight all along. I think it's time for me to go, burn all the bridges. All I know, I got lost along the way, fell between the phone, pulling the stitches. Time to let go, so call one man. Don't look before you leave. What you give, you get to keep. So long, farewell, bye-bye. Let's have a toast for those lost old lives. And my crooked little heart seems so rebellious.
Been out for a few hours and just keeping it on a beam wrench. It's about, what is it? It's about 23 knots at the moment, and it's a bit lumpy. So we're not on our course really, but I know that the wind's going to wrap around. So keeping on a beam wrench, keeping it comfortable for now, keeping the speed up. We're actually going pretty quick, over 7 knots most of the time. So we'll just ride this for a bit and just get through the slightly stronger bit of wind, and then we can come back more onto course. It's all good. Just at 9 o'clock at night now, on the first night. We've been underway for 6 hours. Moon's come up, nice full moon, so it's always a bonus. It's been interesting so far. We've been, because it's the trades and we're heading south, we're trying to avoid sailing into the wind, into the sea, because it just slam and water will come into the boat. I did get distracted at one point with a fishing hook, trying to sort out a fishing hook, and partway through adjusting the self-steering, I was just being an idiot. And who gets distracted by a fishing hook while adjusting the self-steering anyway? And we came right up into the wind, and suddenly this big wave came right over into the cockpit. Thankfully I just put the washboard in, but yeah, it's quite a lot of water actually in the cockpit. But it was just because we're going straight into it, and that's what happens. So my point is, we've been gingerly steering with the hydrovane just forward of the beam, trying to maintain our course, because we have to go between some islands tomorrow towards the end of the day, but without having to go too far upwind. So it's been interesting. And as the winds are at 20 knots at the moment, it goes up to about 23 or 24, the boat will start rounding up a little bit on its course, going a bit higher, I noticed, which is good for our course. But then if it backs off to like 16, 17, it'll relax and start falling off the wind a bit, which isn't good for our course. But I think overall, just don't micromanage it and let it sort itself out. It's probably the way to go. Anyway, yeah, just sitting here and things are simmering down a bit weather-wise. So yeah, see what the rest of the night brings.
Okay, so we're on our first night of passage to New Caledonia, and it started off pretty rough, as Adam would have explained, just as we were leaving Port Vila, because it is quite shallow and rough there, but it seems to be settling down. We're nearing Erromango, and even though it's 60 miles to our port, I can't show you much. The moon is out, but it's quite dark out here. It feels a lot better. We've also heavily reefed. We're going slightly forward, the wind is slightly forward of the beam, and every now and then has a little punch of 25 knots, but it's been mostly sitting between 16 to 20, which is much more comfortable. Adam's been asleep down below, so I'm just giving him some time, because it's just going to be one of those nights until it starts to ease off. But otherwise everything is going fine. There's a booby flying around the boat, so we shall see where that lands. I love having hitchhikers like boobies. I think like Adam, we both think it's a privilege, but just not on top of the mast. Happy for it to land anywhere else and crap anywhere else, but not on top of the mast. But if that's where it lands, that's where it'll stay. So yeah, so Adam, I'll get him up soon, and then I might have a little bit of a break. But yeah, no, it's all going well so far. Looking forward to the wind switching around a little bit to be more on the beam, and then after the beam, so that will start happening in the next day or so. But yeah, at least it's not a terribly long passage. But I was just going to say one more thing. When we sailed up from Tanna, it was hardly any wind between Tanna and Erromango, but the minute we left Erromango and past its northern tip, it got really windy and very rough, because it becomes very shallow, and of course it's the passage, it's, you know, through the channel. It's quite a wide channel all the way down to Port Vila, where the swell is going to be coming right from open ocean. So yeah, we'd noticed a significant difference in wind strength and sea state and swell, but back then it was all downwind, but this is just slightly forward of the beam, so it's not the same luxury as having it behind us. But hopefully, even though Erromango's a way off, hopefully we'll start getting out of this passage and it'll start settling down like it's predicted to. So yeah, that's me on night watch. You can see I'm doing it. Speak soon. Okay, well, the sun's coming up now. It's just gone 5 o'clock in the morning, and this is my favourite time of the day. It's been a bit up and down with the wind overnight. We've had up to 30 knots at times, but mostly it's been quite pleasant, and it's pleasant right now. Adam's down below getting some sleep, and yeah, it's just nice and quiet. The swell's still there, as you can tell. Every now and then we go on a deep roll, but it's okay. It's not big swell, it's just annoying swell, but that's set to ease too. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the sunrise coming up. I'm just finishing my watch, I thought I would just share something personal with everyone. So someone once asked us to make a video on things that we wish we had known before setting sail, and we are going to do that. But one thing I thought I'd share is I think I wish I'd known how important trust was going to be. And of course, you know, you've got trust in a relationship, that's different, but trust, like, because this is lives. And we both learned to sail together. Adam had far advanced me at it. He did a couple of ocean crossings. He took it very seriously, and he became very good at it very quickly. And I must say, you know, when we were learning together, and we're still learning, you know, how to work together in this lifestyle that we spend 24/7 with each other, I must say he's a absolutely amazing skipper. You know, like I say, we started learning together, but he just took more initiative, did more. And trust is a huge thing, and it's not, everyone says, oh yes, you have to trust the skipper, and of course you do, because the buck stops with him. It's Adam that, you know, has to make the decisions about the boat, about weather when we leave, and it stops with him. It's not a democracy on a boat. However, he also has to trust me, and trust me that I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do, like on watch, while he's sleeping, wake him up when it's necessary. Trust me to listen to him and do what he asks. And most of all, which I'm working on, he needs to trust me that I can keep my emotions and anxiety under control. And that's really important, because even though I've shared with you my journey of sailing and how nervous I've been at times, I still get anxiety, and that's something I have to manage, and it's something Adam has to deal with. And there's a saying that goes on a boat that there's no room for anger and anxiety, and it's true. It's really, really true, because you are depending on each other to keep the vessel, and Taiko's depending on us to do the right thing. And well, I've also come in leaps and bounds, and now this is my third passage across an ocean, or a part of the Pacific Ocean, I should say, third passage across it. I still get anxious, and I was incredibly anxious about this trip, because I knew it could be a difficult trip upwind. I was saying to Adam, you know, if you want to solo sail, here's your opportunity. But he wasn't having a bar of it, and I must say he's very patient, he's very diligent, he's very competent, and he is very good at just easing me. And with all his experience of rock climbing and paragliding, he has learned that while you may be scared, there's no place for that fear to rule you, because in all those sports that he's done, if he had allowed that fear to rule him, well, he probably wouldn't be here today with me. So he's learned to keep that fear in check, and to make calculated risks and calculated actions to keep safe, and he's carried that through to sailing. He's got that same attitude where he is very diligent, he thinks it through very carefully, and keeps those emotions in check. So leaving Port Vila yesterday, it's very shallow there. You get standing waves at various places, and the wind, it's relentless. It was the same when we were going with it coming in. It was very choppy, very sloppy sea state. And so he said he had reminded me that we would be going into that, but it was for me that was pretty frightening. Even though the swell wasn't that big, it was only a metre and a half. The wind was like about 32 knots, and They were just coming from all different directions, and it was awful, absolutely awful. And I couldn't, and I just thought, oh man, I don't think I could go through a whole passage like this to New Caledonia. And so I asked him to turn around, and he smiled, as he always does. He's very, like I say, very patient with me, and he said, "Vic, come on, it's okay, everything's safe." And this is only for this portion, remember, because as we get out of here, it's going to get lighter winds and a better sea state. I would have given my left arm anything for him to turn the Tāiko around and go back downwind and back into safety. But skipper, his decision, and he's right. We're now sitting in a beautiful sea state with beautiful wind conditions. They are due to die off, which I hope they don't, because we've managed now to get the wind that was forward of the beam that's come around now as predicted and is now after the beam. So it's really nice, and the sea state's really calmed down, and it's beautiful. And so I just going to wrap that up, because I know I've rambled on, but I just wanted to share something really personal with you guys, that trust. I wish I'd known how important trust was going to be, and to actually trust, you know, someone to make those decisions about your life. And while it's been a not always an easy journey for the two of us, I must say I hit the jackpot, because yeah, Adam does a fantastic job. So, and he's got a tricky customer on board, so let's not forget that. So even though he's got a tricky customer on board, he still keeps it together and keeps this boat going forward. So yeah, just wanted to share that with you.
So it's just come out to 7 AM on the second day of the passage, and we've been underway for about 16 hours now. We've got 102 miles to our waypoint at the Loyalty Islands. We just need to thread between several of the islands to get to New Caledonia. So dropped a waypoint at the main channel, and so we're about 16 hours away from that. So yeah, we'll be there overnight tonight, and then we have another stunt across open water to enter the reef at New Caledonia, southeast corner, into the main reef. So looking forward to that. Hopefully we'll be able to do that on during daylight hours on Saturday, and then it's about an 8-hour trip, 5.5 knots around to the west, around the south of New Caledonia to Noumea. So overall, I think a pretty good night. It was a bit rough yesterday. Things are simmering down. Things are pretty much as per the forecast, which is always reassuring. We've still got average of 22 knots, and we've got a full head sail out and double reef main, and we're singing along at about 7.5 knots pretty comfortably. So yeah, it's a nice morning out. It's great to be here. We're going nice and fast towards our destination, and everything's going to plan. So I'll leave it there for now.
So we think we may have caught our first fish of the season. Not sure how this is going to work. It's off.
Yeah.
Oh
It's off. We're so close that time. It was a solid fish. It's obviously a good time of day. That was uncanny timing, eh?
no! It was.
You were talking about, what were you saying?
I was just saying to Adam, we even went through a large flock of boobies circling fish, I'm sure, and there was not meant to be. And as I said it, I saw the line twitch, and then it released itself, and then it twitched again, and it was like literally within seconds. What's the verdict?
It's all there, so it's a good time of day, so I'm going to let it back out. That was uncanny timing. Uncanny timing.
What happened to the last one when we were coming to Vanuatu?
Same thing. There was a really big fish, and one of our friends thinks it was a tuna. Was aggressively kept taking the lure, and I was pulling on it, and then it would go slack, and then it would take the gain. Happened 3 or 4 times, and then the hook was straightened out. So this is the second time now, that we've had something on.
Third.
This is the third time.
Third.
So it's a patience game, and patience is something we have lots of. Join us next time as we clear the Loyalty Islands and then make landfall in the beautiful nation of New Caledonia.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoy our videos, please consider subscribing, giving us a thumbs up and sharing with those who you think will enjoy it too. A massive thank you to our Patreons for your support. It means a lot to us. Thank you again, and see you next Sunday.